In this problem, we are asked to find the different special values of angles on a triangle. For the first one, I had pi over 6, which is equal to 30 degrees, and I was asked to find the sine and the cosine. For the sine, I know that assuming on a right triangle with a hypotenuse of 1, that it is opposite over a hypotenuse. So that just equals 1/2. For cosine, it's just adjacent over 1, which would be the hypotenuse, which is equal to root 3 over 2. For the second one, I had 3 pi over 4, which is equal to 135 degrees. With a reference angle of 45, I know that it has this type of setup when it has a hypotenuse of 1 because of the special triangles law. So I know that sine of 135 will just be opposite, so root 2 over 2 over 1, so it's just root 2 over 2. Tangent, however, is opposite over hypotenuse, which will just yield -1 because they're the same value. This one's just negative. For the third one, I had a special quadrantal angle, which was 270 or 3 pi over 2. To find the cosecant of this, I know that it is equal to 1 over sine 270 since cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So to prove why I know why the answer is -1, I can show it through a limit and a graph. So limit of opposite side as it approaches 270 degrees, sine of 270 approaches and is -1. So on a graph, you can show this by showing that on a regular sinusoidal graph, that when the graph reaches 3 pi over 2, it's at -1. Same thing with cosine. I know that it's 0, so prove that by limit as adjacent side approaches 270, cosine 270 equals 0. And then I can show it on a regular cosine graph and show that as the graph reaches 3 pi over 2, the graph equals, the y value is equal to 0. So here. For the last problem, I had 4 pi over 3 or 240 degrees with a reference angle of 60 degrees. So I know that this is a regular 30, 60, 90 triangle. So I can use appropriate special triangle laws. So for the secant of 240, I know that secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so it's 1 over cosine 240, which is just the hypotenuse over the adjacent side. So it would be 1 over -1/2, so just -2. Cotangent, however, is the reciprocal of tangent, so 1 over tangent 240, which would be adjacent over opposite. So I can, once I find that value and just do some simple simplification, it comes out to be root 3 over 3.